So here's another episode of BS Busters. This is very short, not the podcast, but just a little bit of bullshit getting busted. This is an article from Polygon. Sometimes they have good articles, sometimes they have a lot of fluff, but this is a bullshit article. Shout out to FL21ID, who linked this to me. Nintendo may lose your Switch game data, your Switch game saves if it can't transfer your data. Your Zelda file is at risk, friends. So here, I'm just going to read the article and then I'll give you my take on it. The Nintendo Switch locks your data and save games to a single system. You can't upload them to the cloud. You can't access them from the same account on another piece of hardware, and you can't move them to an SD card to keep them safe. This is very bad news when Nintendo itself isn't able to move your data to a new system. Writer Anthony John Agnello sent his system to Nintendo for repair, and not only did he report that the replacement system had issues, the letter that came with the new system stated that Nintendo wasn't able to move his saved games nor data to the new system. All the time spent on all that time spent, they have a misspelling here, all the time spent, it says spend here, wow, top of the line editing there, folks. All the time spent on Breath of the Wild gone. Nintendo has confirmed to us that there is no way to move the file from one system to another, but the assumption was that Nintendo itself would be able to do so if the system was damaged. That assumption turned out to be wrong. Nintendo sent back Nye Switch. Damn, dude, you cannot spell. You're a writer, but you can't spell. With this letter explaining, yes, we wiped all your Zelda data. No apology, no TV output on setup. This isn't always the case, as we've also seen reports where return systems included the player's original file, but it shouldn't be happening at all. In italics. Every other competing system on the planet, save for Nintendo's own console, have a way to migrate data to keep your saved files and your saved games and files safe, or keeps them stored in the cloud. There's no excuse to not have the option for a system that's meant to be played as a portable as well as a home system. Drop the system with full soda on it, and you could lose the progress you put into your game. If there ever was a piece of hardware that needed a form of emergency backup, it's the Nintendo Switch, Forbes stated. It is a console with a launch game that requires an enormous time investment where it would be devastating if that data was lost. B, it's a piece of hardware with many technical issues, so the overall health of the system may be in question. And C, it's designed to be taken out into the world, exposing it to far more precarious scenarios than other consoles. It is absolutely ludicrous that with all these factors in play that Nintendo does not offer the ability to copy save data externally or have something as routine as cloud uploads. So Jonathan Agnello. So thanks again, Nintendo of America, for responding to 30 years of patronage with a kick to the groin. Boy, I sure am psyched about having to sit through every tutorial, climb over the tower, and play 55 shrines again. That won't be tedious at all. Wow, you're sounding like kind of a douche. Nintendo, fix this. I'll read the next follow-up article. What happens when your Nintendo Switch dies? You'll live, your data won't. This is from GamesRadar, Anthony John Agnello. So Tony Jack Agnello, alright? I'll leave a link in the description of both of these. I'm not going to read this one. I'm just going to give you my take on what they said. So first I'm going to say this. It's a new console. New consoles have technical issues. They themselves in their own article said this was like one guy had this issue, but other people managed to save it to transfer the file. It's very hit or miss. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But now I'm going to get to the Forbes article. In the Forbes article, they say it's a console. It launches with a game that requires an enormous time investment, where it would be devastating if that data was lost. Yeah, but it's a Legend of Zelda game. I mean, like, this is the first Legend of Zelda where you typically play you play the game and you essentially, like, that's it. But typically for Legend of Zelda games, you play the shit out of a Legend of Zelda game. You beat it, you max out all the hearts, you find all the upgrades, and then basically, like you have nothing to do. So you start a new save file and you start the game over again. That's the thing. How can I play it differently this time, but still accomplish the same ends? It's jaw-dropping that people would think that, you know, somehow this one's different. I mean, I feel sorry for the dude losing his saves, but it's a Legend of Zelda game. Now you can start new and take what you knew and play a little bit differently. That's half the fun of a Legend of Zelda game. But I mean, yeah, it sucks that your data was lost. It's a piece of hardware with many technical issues, so the overall health of the system may be in question. What many technical issues? There was the left Joy-Con desyncing, which turned out to be a manufacturing thing. It wasn't a technical issue. It was they apparently had two factories doing the manufacturing line, and one factory basically used a slightly different component, and that was what was causing the issue. It's since been rectified. Like, what other technical issues? Dead pixels. I mean, shit. They've manufactured, at this point, 3 million of these damn things. Not sold, but manufactured 3 million. You manufacture 3 million of something, especially something with a lot of tech crammed into it. Some of them are gonna be jacked. Okay, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if this thing had a 2 to 3% failure rate. There's always gonna be some level of failure. So, I mean, hashtag deal with it, motherfucker. And like, that's not many. That's 2. Dead pixels. If you factor in the dead pixels, the left Joy-Con issue, which isn't like a game-breaking thing, so I'll discount that. But dead pixels, that can fuck up your game. The system bricking itself, which we haven't heard a lot of, and soft resetting itself, that's a very small percentage. So that's not many technical issues. Now, if this was the Xbox 360, where basically normal operations would cause it to die, yeah, with a 50%, well, actually it was 40% failure rate. Okay, fair enough. That's many technical issues. It's designed to be taken out into the world, exposing it to far more precarious scenarios than other consoles. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. I know people are taking this console out, but this is not a Game Boy. This is not a Game Boy Advance. This is not a DS. This is not a 3DS. This is a console. Why are you exposing it to shit that other consoles... Like, just because you can take this outside and play a game on it doesn't mean you should treat it like you would treat a Game Boy or a 3DS or a Game Boy Advance or a DS. Like, it's not that rugged. Look, it's still made a Nintendium, generally speaking. I've had no problems with mine, but it's not that rugged. So, I mean, shit, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I guess ultimately, it doesn't have the option to copy your save externally right now. They might add it in the future. I mean, none of the consoles that people have been jacking themselves off about, you know, the PS4, the Xbox One, hell, well, yeah, the PS4 and the Xbox One, even the Wii U, were the same consoles at launch that they were 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Well, 3 years into their life cycle. So it's coming, hopefully, knock on wood. But I mean, get the fuck over it. Calm the fuck down, get over it. That's the end of this video.